Over the past 50 years, Woodbury has grown from hundreds of acres of agriculture and woods into one of the metro's most appealing places to live. Even with this outstanding quality of life, I noticed a gap in community programming for those who started Woodbury in the first place. I'm Ruth Yelmgren, and I work at Artis Senior Living, a memory care community in Woodbury. After reading through the Trellis grant application that crossed my emails, I had an epiphany to advance Woodbury's community for those living with dementia, and I needed partners to do so. Enter Woodbury Thrives. Our conversation began.
I'm Simi Putnaik, Director of Woodbury Thrives. We are a local health and wellness collaborative. We created a coalition including everyone you see here and more. We had volunteers whose lives are touched by dementia. We included as many people as possible so that we could understand the best ways of communicating and learning about Woodbury's needs. We started with a community survey to understand what people wish we knew. We publicized it through Facebook, our weekly newsletter, and the Chamber of Commerce, among other organizations. Our goal was to maximize the grant funding from Trellis and to ensure we were doing something that would be valuable for our community.
The stats speak volumes. About 1 in 9 people over the age of 65 will be diagnosed within their lifetime. People over 65 make up about 12% of Woodbury's population, and it's growing. We knew we had people who were aging in our community, but how can we keep them engaged, active, and included? Our survey unearthed some great insights.
Survey respondents named everything from medical resources to caregiver burnout to protecting their finances. They worried about family members being taken advantage of, mistreated, or worse. They felt like it took a long time after diagnosis before they felt like they knew enough to plan. There were many directions we could take our work. While we were surveying our community, our colleagues at Family Means partnered with Washington County to offer Dementia Friendly at Work training to businesses. This opportunity was supported by the statewide Health Improvement Partnership, SHIP, through the Minnesota Department of Health. As Woodbury is the largest city in Washington County, it was a natural choice for us to work together.
Survey results highlighted two key issues: that people are overwhelmed when receiving a diagnosis of dementia for themselves or their loved one, and people with dementia and their caregivers want to have a more welcoming experience in the community. We created our organization, Woodbury Dementia Partners.
We knew that everything our community needed was intertwined and would need constant updating. We used a multi-pronged approach to plan our work, engage the business community through the efforts of Family Means, Washington County, and our SHIP grant, create better community resource communication through our Trellis grant, and build sustainable community partnerships so our efforts lasted beyond this initiative. Families mentioned that their top concerns were around daily living, buying groceries, going out to eat, making sure that a family member wasn't mistreated. We work with Family Means to recruit local stores and restaurants to partner with us. This involved an online training, personalized facilitation for the businesses, and online visits with tips to help improve their site.
At the same time, we brainstormed ways we could help people connect with resources. We heard from people that they had no idea where to begin. We decided to create a website that would have clear, specific information about different things that people with dementia and their caregivers might conceivably need.
We engaged a local agency to build a website that would start to address these concerns and could expand as funding and time permitted. We needed to partner with other local businesses to help defray the financial costs. We received grants from Artis Senior Living and Woodbury Senior Living to help create a website infrastructure that would allow for expandability.
We heard from community members that when they started their dementia journeys, they felt lost and overwhelmed. Their lives would never be the same, so how could they start to make sense of the new reality? They had a variety of questions from healthcare to support to affordability and beyond. This information helped us to visualize our new website.
Our website is divided into 9 distinct areas. These are some of the greatest areas of concern for people with dementia and their caregivers. We were able to generate content for each of these areas, and they are all still works in progress. As businesses get trained by Family Means, we will feature them in our business directory. This is intended to be a living document. We faced several challenges in recruiting businesses to be part of our effort. Our focus areas meant we had a high proportion of chains. Because of the pandemic, these stores were avoiding gatherings and limiting new initiatives. We had more success connecting with local businesses. We reached them through cold calling, hitting our networks to find decision makers, and partnering with the local chamber.
The project also generated some team challenges. Our volunteers were busy, so finding work time was difficult. The pandemic meant that we couldn't connect in person. Because of other obligations, we had different people in the meetings week to week. We used email and recorded meetings to help the team stay connected, and we were grateful for our pre work of building a broad team.
We plan to stay connected as an action team run by Woodbury Thrives to ensure we meet the needs of our community. Our next steps include closer partnerships with local medical practices, nonprofits, and civic organizations. For long term sustainability, we need to make sure that we are actively seeking partnerships and sponsors so that we can continue to be a valuable resource.
Our team members were full of passion and dedication. We learned how much they enjoyed being part of the team, what it meant to them, and their commitment going forward. One volunteer, Jane, who's caring for a spouse with dementia, stated, "This is my family. This is who's been affected by dementia, and I know what we are doing will help families with their loved ones."
Our group mentioned how grateful they were to be able to make a difference. One member said, "I experienced dementia in my family. When you have no experience on what to do, it can be frustrating and sad with a big feeling of loss. Having resources was very helpful when learning how to cope. I hope others can find help and support through Dementia Partners Woodbury." To be successful, we needed a committed team and heavy lifting from experts. The partnership of many different organizations meant that we were able to create a meaningful program. We wanted to make sure we always had the right people involved, and we are thrilled we were able to leverage a little cash and a lot of sweat equity to create change in our community.